Hello everybody and welcome to this massive announcement for our expert team and also our guide team in general. And this is no other than Mr. Brandon Burke that is going to join our team and being in charge of the expert division, where we do make the best guides there is out there. And now we're going to take just another step here to improve by taking Brandon's knowledge and his experience as a world-class player for many years to improve the guides even more. For those that do not know Brandon Burke, he is one of the best players in the world and has been for a long time. He's the one most known for never really wasting any special balls and just killing it anyway. So the way he has to design shots is just one of a kind, in my opinion. So I'm super thrilled, super happy that Brandon wanted to join us and that we could make it work. And Brandon is going to be once again in charge for expert division. So for those of you that do have our guides for expert, will be in for a treat. And also those of you that maybe are looking to improve your expert tournament gameplay, now you most definitely know where to turn. So in the end though, go to Brandon Burke, GC Brandon Burke on YouTube. It's a simple YouTube search. You can also find the link in the description down below to find his channel. And what this means as well, not just that we are improving the expert team, we're also improving the knowledge in the team in general by adding Brandon. Now we do have one world-class player in charge for every division that we do have, which is Ben Kennedy for Pro, we have Brandon Burke for Expert, and me, myself, for Master division. And what's the beauty with that is that we now can have one person having full focus on one division and not having to have someone splitting divisions, which always going to be tough, and it's always going to be situations where you might feel that you want to just, you might want to have another go here, but the time is running out. And that is something that I'm super pleased that we don't need to do anymore. Obviously, we will all have each other's back. We do have a very dedicated and big shot creator team for Pro, Expert and Master, which obviously has our backs as well, combined with all of those people that are helping us to make the slides, to make them look as proper as possible. So speaking about slides and guides, we are actually also with this changing format, and I'm going to show you how that looks right away. We're gonna see here now, we're gonna remove this one here. You can see here that this is slightly different to what we have done before, because what we have done is that we have analyzed the feedback from our users and also analyzed the positive and such as the constructive criticism that we have been getting for it. Is that we have a lot of data on our guides, and sometimes a lot of data is not necessarily the best way to display the guide. So we have slimmed it down. But does that mean that we have been removing any data? No, we haven't removed anything whatsoever. We have just displayed it differently. As you can see at the top of the page there, you can see all the information about the drive. So the top of the page includes the information about the drive. You can also see target yardage, you can also see the landing position, you can also see the ball on the top left, you can also see a box that is called caddy tip, which we will use obviously if there is something that is needed to be used, to address. You can also see that we do have obviously the spin box, the curl, overpower if necessary, and have in mind that this is just a mock-up, so the information is honestly not correct on this slide, it's just a way to display. But then you can see at the bottom part of the page, you can see there is only the information about the second shot, because we believe that we have created a way here now where you can, once you have done the drive, you can remove the focus on the slide for that part, and you can only focus on the second shot, which will obviously give you 50% of the page to look at, which is going to make it more smooth and easier to follow. You can also see that we're adding another line called aim, which is going to be our description for the landing position for the second shot. because we have used to use info boxes to display that or explain what to do for the second shot. And we will still use info boxes from time to time, but we're only going to use the info boxes when it's something that is absolutely crucial. For an example, if especially in pro and in expert division, where we're playing with somewhat lower level clubs sometimes, and then we can address that in an additional info box. We also have a shot structure box that we will start using for the second shot, because that is something that I win a lot on when I at least play my tournaments. It's that I know exactly what structure I'm going to play my shots, all from the drive to the second shot. So we will have a shot structure box to explain to you that you should start with adding spins, then you find your aim point, and then you read the plus yardage, and then you use the slider from the table. As an example, again, that shot structure can look different depending on obviously what structure we're gonna do. Obviously, we do have a yardage table. We are able to, make that one bigger if we want to, etc, etc. We also have there at the bottom as an additional explanation, which is, plus 20%, and that's P3 numbers. One thing that I haven't shown basically anyone, or not anyone, I haven't showed that we actually have improved our par threes massively lately, and I'm gonna show you one here actually right away when we are just talking about this. So here you can see a par three, and you can notice that we do have an additional picture here that we call wind angle picture. So we actually now, for almost every par 3, we're adding wind angle tweaks. And what we do with that is that our aim goal is always to pull 12. Always pull with a straight pull. The reason we do want to do that is because having to try to mimic an 1159 or 1201 is going to be very difficult, because we all look at it differently. I'm not saying that we're never going to do that. We are still going to use pull angles. But if we can't stay away from it and just tweak with additional extra adjustment or less adjustment, then that's going to be better and easier to replicate. So for an example, just to take you through that, we do have the yellow line, which also then goes to the VPR table. You can see the yellow row that we do have there, or column, or whatever it's called. And then you see that that is center of the bush. So middle of red bush, yellow VPR column. Left of red bush, red VPR column. Right of red bush, blue VPR column. So obviously the colors gets together there in that way, and all of those lines has then a slight different adjustment. You can see there is 0.1 difference compared to the yellow line, both down for the red line, then up for the blue line, because we believed that based on our testing that is something that you do need to do to maximize the outcome. And I do believe that having wind angle tweaks on the par 3s makes the par 3s so superior to the guides that do not have it. And why is that? It's because the wind arrow that we're having can change up to 15 degrees, is at least what it says in the frequently asked questions about Golf Clash. And that's pretty noticeable as well. You are never going to have the same, the wind arrow isn't going to be static at a specific point all the time. That's never going to happen. Which means that if you have one adjustment with no wind angle tweaks, then you will most likely miss if you do get a different wind angle, even though that with that wind angle explained that is a single line, then that's going to drop. So this is obviously an extra step for you to become a better player, to learn how it actually works and learn what to do, and then learn how to improve with that. And I can talk a lot about that, how important it is. But the most important part is that obviously we're not just going to give you this guide and figure it out yourself. We're always there to help you out and answer your questions. And that's going to be obviously huge. And this is something we have started in mainly doing in Master, but also, in a way going over into Expert, but also maybe going into Pro if we see that as necessary to do. So that's why we're adding a 3 VPR column to also once again help simplify the way to adjust. Again, this is Master Division. Every detail is super important, and this is the way for us to display wind angle tweaks, and that is something that I wanted to show you here in the end of the video. But most importantly, once again, we do have the pleasure to have Mr. Brandon Burke joining in our team, and please go over and subscribe to his channel. Make sure you get your package if it is for Expert. Pro or Master, you can do that by going to patreon.com/golfclashtommy, and in as little as $15 per month you can get that. Obviously you have a Pro and for Master, and for those of you that are looking to go for only tour guides, then you have it there. You also in that case have the bigger package, such called Diamond Pack, for those of you that want to have tour play and tournament play, both of it. So we do have it all, the best from both worlds. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to send us an email to support@golfclashtommy.com. Thank you once again, and thank you so much for the support, and good luck in your Golf Clash game.